Hello farmers and welcome back to Riverview on Farming Simulator 25. Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. Yes it is. I was just checking on the mod hub and yeah, no mods have dropped yet today, but today might be the day they drop them like an hour after the stream gets going. I have moved on to the month of May, and you can see currently the McCormick is taking care of some weeds in the fields that we planted in the month of April. The JCB is down in the soybean field, putting down the second layer of fertilization in that field because I forgot to do it before we planted. But yeah, the soybean field will be taken care of. So the month of May, we got some weeds to take care of. We got some grass fields to cut. And then we'll move on to the month of June, where our barley fields should be ready for harvest. Right now, it's currently raining. Rain should stop here in a couple of hours, fingers crossed. And weather would be a little bit better for us. Hello, John and Denard. Welcome. Hopefully you guys are having a nice Tuesday so far. And hopefully, yeah, we have no problems in today's stream. Yesterday, had a power outage after about, what, half hour after the stream started. And I had to restart everything, which is always fun to do. Yeah, not going to take us long to get this first field weeded. As you can see, we're just about done. And then we'll move on to the next one. And the JCB should be done here very shortly as well. And then I got to start probably taking care of the greenhouses, check on our production buildings. Not a whole lot to sell this month in the month of May. But with the grass fields, of course, we'll get grass fermented into silage, which, of course, will get a lot of methane. And, of course, that will lead us to getting some money that way as well. I did download finally the Big Crone M with the PTO shaft on it. Where do I got to go here? Mowers. I was right on it. So this machinery right here, and the best thing about this Big Crone M with the attachment on the back, I think I need this attacher right here. It attaches a PTO shaft on the back, so that'll be good for the forage wagon. But you can see the price tag on this thing is like 600 grand. I'm a little shy on 600 grand right now, so, you know, I thought about leasing it for today, but I don't even have the money to lease something like that. So I'll have to cut the grass the way we normally do today. Yeah, we got 2 grass fields to cut now. We got the usual one that we've been doing. And, of course, we bought a field yesterday, the other grass field. So, yeah, a little bit more to cut. We need it for our moo cows. Are we getting a lot more moo cows in the barn? We're up to like almost 400 cows, I think. So, plenty of cows to feed, so we need more silage. Hello, Branding and Miles. Welcome. Yeah, I was going to stream a different game today, but last night, what my plan was after the stream yesterday was to play the game I thought I was going to stream today and get used to it. But instead, I ended up recording Thursday's episode of Penye instead. So I didn't get a chance to play the game I thought I might be streaming today, but maybe we'll play it on Saturday. Possibly on Saturday. Of course, on Thursday, we'll be streaming American Truck Simulator with Missouri when that comes out, so I'm looking forward to that. Alright, one of the 3 fields that I need to take care of the weeds in are done. Let's zip on down to the next one. Hello, Crystal, and welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. We're just weeding in the rain is what we're doing. Not singing in the rain, but we are weeding in the rain. Every time I think I'm doing really good here on Riverview, I keep thinking of things I need to buy, and I'm thinking to myself, I need millions. I need millions more to keep on doing what we're doing. But it should be a good year for selling stuff, only because we're making a lot of stuff up at the bakery. I don't know how much it's going to be worth, but we are making stuff. Another thing I will need, and I'm kind of hoping I can build it today, we'll see, is another dairy production, just because we got way too much milk. We got 2 dairies already running. The dairies already got tons of milk in them, and we're producing right now. I say we are producing. The cows are producing like 25 to 30,000 liters of milk per day currently, and it's just going to get more and more with the cows that we're getting. So yeah, going to need another dairy production, and hopefully we can 3 dairies can keep up with the cows. Hello, Skender, and welcome. A good Tuesday to you. So I do believe my worker is done spreading the digestate on the soybeans. Probably not the best way. In real life, I don't think you want to be spreading digestate on the crop itself. But in Farming Simulator, it works just fine. Actually, I don't really mind starting off the day working in the rain. We don't do it that often. And of course, I would prefer the rain over the hail or a twister. I'm doing okay for a Tuesday, can't complain. We'll see how the day gets on here. Hopefully we have a good day in Riverview, which we should be getting to harvesting here within the next hour. I don't have that much to do in the month of May other than cut some grass. And hopefully the class Lexion performs as well as it did last season after swapping out with the Ideal Combine. It did perform rather well last season after we got it. Somewhat satisfying running a hoe through your field with that much weeds and just seeing the weeds just up and disappear like a fart in the wind. This should be a sorghum field. I think we got 3 sorghum fields, 2 barley fields, plenty of feed for our chickens for the upcoming season. So much so I think a lot of the sorghum will be going to the grain mill to make flour. And as you saw yesterday when we sold flour, wait, well, that wasn't yesterday, was it? That was the day before. Yeah, I think that was the day before. But we ended up selling a lot of flour. Maybe that was yesterday. I don't know. The streams are starting to intertwine with one another. That I ate something decent for breakfast. I had what's called like a 4-bean salad. So it's basically green beans, wax beans, garbanzo beans, red beans, soaked in vegetable oil and apple vinegar. Tastes better than it sounds. But at least I had something for breakfast this time. Usually I just skip breakfast because I don't like waking up and then just getting right into a meal for the day. I need to be up for like 4 or 5 hours, but the way my routine is, I get up, I'm only up for like about an hour to 2 hours before I start streaming. So if I skip breakfast, by the time my stream ends, I've been up for like 7 or 8 hours, and it's, you know, the hunger really starts to set in. Alright, should have just one more field to weed. And we're going to hire a worker to do the other field. And we're going to go grab the JCB, bring that back with the slurry spreader. And we'll start taking care of some of our greenhouses. I say some of them like I'm only going to do like 1 or 2. I'm going to do them all. But I think they need water and liquid fertilizer. Tons of weeds in this field as well. But soon it'll be gone. JCB, did you get the whole field done? You probably did. You don't like my worker on Penier in the grass field to where you miss pieces. Hello, Panther Killer, and welcome. You find something wrong with a 4-bean salad for breakfast? Beans are good for you, man. I've been having a little bit of a think about this soybean field that we just left. Seems a little... not far away from the farm, but it's a field on its lonesome, so I don't know. Maybe need to buy another field down there to make it, you know, I feel like I'm traveling all the way down there just for one field. I need to buy another one down there, I think, to make it feel as my trip is worth it. Instead of just going down for one field, I'm going down for 2. The rain should be coming to an end somewhere around 10 o'clock in the morning, so once the rain does end, our workers should be done weeding the field and we get to cutting the grass. Drop that off. Let's go grab the tanker, which is up on the hill at the cow barn. I don't want to grab the milk yet, because if I can afford the other dairy production today, that's where the milk needs to go. Let's grab the slurry while we're here. If I let that pile up too much, well, I don't know. I think the production building on the hill is 114,000 liters. I just brought it up. I'm not telling you how you should eat, Skender. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with a 4-bean salad. You act like when I said that, like that was like very unhealthy or something. Wonder how much slurry I have left up here. I may actually have to start doing something different with it. I mean, it's got plenty of room up there, so we'll bring it up for now. But once that gets full, we'll probably have to just start selling the slurry. Or put down another BGA of some sort somewhere. Maybe one of Disturbed Simulation's BGAs that goes through the material rather quickly. I suppose, because I don't think I'm, you know, that pit over there I could use. I did talk about doing some corn chaff in the future here. But yeah, I could probably sell this shed right here. And that would give us enough room for another BGA and another dairy production. Let's go grab some liquid fertilizer. Question is, how much do I need? Almost 2,000. Ooh, that's pretty much empty. So that'd be 5,000, 6.5. 6.5 might be a little bit too much, but we'll try for 6,500. $63.34. That's good enough. Then we'll grab a whole bunch of water and just start dumping them on in the greenhouses. Weird thing to have for breakfast, just unusual, but it doesn't make it wrong. So we also got our distributor for water over there, and that is putting water. Mainly I put that down for the bakery because I could not unload the water at the bakery. But being a water distributor, it's going to the greenhouses. Anything that requires water, that's where it's headed to. I think Robert did say something about, at the end of yesterday's stream, I think he said something like see you on Wednesday, so I would assume he's doing some swimming or exercising or whatever it is that he's doing on a Tuesday. Thanks, NVIDIA, for telling me that I can record at any time. Is this full of water? This can't be full of water. No, there it goes. All right, so with those taken care of, so this dairy up on the hill, that's got 80,000 liters of milk. The dairy at the harbor has 22,000 liters of milk. And the cow barn currently has 23,000 liters of milk. So yeah, another dairy production probably is needed. Sugar mill is still going through sugar beet. And we got plenty of yeast. I should probably sell that yeast. But maybe I will once we do another sugar beet cut. That won't be until September. Sawmill we don't really care about too much. Grain mill finally went through all that wheat, so we'll deactivate that. And the bakery is just loaded with stuff that it's making. We're full on dough, but we're constantly... Boy, I should probably sell the bread because we're backing up on bread. So cookies. Oh, I know what... Oh, I think I'm waiting for canola oil, right? Yeah, canola oil. So it's going to be a while before we have that. Won't be this year. Unless... I think I did look at the end of last fall, but unless someone did plant canola nearby. Is Field 24 canola? It is. 179,000. Well, I've been wanting to buy. I just mentioned about buying a field down here. Hello, Scott, David, and Eddie. Also, the Blind Viking. Welcome, one and all. So yeah, that. Wait, how much was that field again? 179. Well, I'm a little shy on that currently, but I'm sure I could come up with some stuff to sell. Canola is harvested in July, or is it June? July. So I got 2 months. Well, I mean... Well, you know what? Getting the canola does not matter. I don't have the oil factory anyways, so... Yeah, maybe not prioritize that too much. Maybe stick with the dairy production and maybe another BGA up here. Let's get set for cutting the grass, because that will be next. And I do need to get these eggs into storage. They're starting to pile up out here. Actually, we can start cutting the grass now, although, I mean, it's kind of weird that cutting the grass in the rain does not matter. So we can get actually started on cutting the grass now. You sell all your bread and produce every in-game day at your small farmer's kiosk. Unless I really need the money, I try to wait till the best time. But sometimes the best time to sell stuff is when you need the money. Alright, so the first of 2 grass fields to be mowed. Fire that up. And hopefully one of the Franks don't knock over my eggs. Readjust my cruising speed. Yes, we don't get no warning about cutting grass in the rain here. So it should not affect the yield. Best way to tell when I get done cutting this grass, we should have 145,000 liters, give or take, of grass in the forage harvester. And then we'll go down and cut our new grass field, and we'll see how much we get out of that one. But since I'm cutting grass, it does remind me. In case you did not see it, you can check it out after the stream, but I did release an episode of Penye earlier today. And yeah, the reason why the grass field reminded me of that, because we are doing a lot of grass work on Penye. So this grass cut's coming at a good time because our cows are starting to really go through their feed. And up until now, this grass field has been doing more than enough. But not anymore. I would not be a bit surprised if in the future I may actually have to sell some of the dairy cattle so we don't run out of food for them. Look at that. 10 o'clock rolls around. The forecast says sunny, so it's going to take a few minutes for the rain to actually stop. Yeah, if I do need the cash, I think we got enough product laying around I could sell stuff. I'm not going to get the best price, of course, but you know, and when you need the money, you need the money. How's the weather? Any more? Don't want any more power cuts? Like, oh, the weather was great yesterday. There was nothing wrong with the weather yesterday. Over the weekend, the weather was not the best. But I think the reason why I lost power yesterday, I think the power company was probably repairing a line elsewhere. And of course, sometimes when they fire it back up, it's the way the power is just distributed that I just lost power for 5-10 seconds. Do you remember when the Riverview map was going to have an update? I don't think Cavalier Royce, I mean, it's not up to him really, it's up to Giants. I think he said he sent it into Giants for testing, so I'm not too sure. But I won't be updating the map myself because it will require new save game, and that would just require so much work on my behalf to get the map to where it currently is. And who knows where I'll be when the update does come out. But the update to Riverview will have the collectibles on it. I think he said he added a few more buildings or productions or something like that. I forgot everything that he said he was adding. Some fixes as well. But overall, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if he said he sent the update into Giants or he was getting ready to send it in. But sometimes I don't know exactly what Giants is doing when it comes to testing, because we have seen mods go through testing and we see so many things wrong with it, and then other times things get rejected for very weird reasons. Just like always, when it comes to updates or mods or whatever, just gotta wait until they come out. Can't really say, oh, it'll be out on a Friday or a specific day of the month. It's just we just all gotta have to wait. And the first grass field's done. So, I'm kind of curious because we did cut the grass in the rain, and we didn't get the warning saying shouldn't cut grass in the rain. But did we get our 145,000 liters? And the answer is yes, we did. I always say 145, but it's usually pretty close to 150. But cutting grass in the rain does not work out that well. Alright, make us that silage. I wonder how low the cows got on the feed. Oh yeah, they're really going to the feed quite a bit. I mean, they still got 171,000 liters in their trough, but they're really... We've been up steadily around 500 to 600,000 liters of feed, but now it's getting kind of rough. So yeah, the other grass field is where I gotta go. Let's go get this set up. And the grass field right to our left. I should say on our left, not right on our left. Might confuse some people. Back into here. And best case scenario is that I fill the forage wagon. So the forecast said the rain stopped at 10, and here we are at 10:30, and it's still raining out. Alright, let me get ahead of just a tad here and get one of the Franks behind us. So this field, 92%, so that's not too bad. If I were to put lime in it after I cut this, I could probably get up to like 95% every time, but I think 92% is going to be good enough for me. So yeah, first time I'm harvesting this field. We're all caught up on weeds. All of our fields are fine. The worker that I set off to take care of the weeds, that's the last field I had to do for this year. The rain actually has now stopped. Make sure my worker is behind me, which they are. All of our fields have been weeded, double fertilized. They're all good to go for harvest season. So once I get done with this grass field and we take care of just a few things, we can move on to June where we'll start harvesting the barley. Yeah, for those who just came in recently, at the beginning I did download off of King Mods the Big Crone, the Crone Big M, where I can modify it to have the PTO shaft in the back. So eventually I'll probably have that. And yeah, the working width I think is like 13.5 meter wide on that Big Crone M. So actually a little bit wider than what this setup is. And of course, what they'll allow us to do in the future is just to have the Big Crone M and the forage wagon attached to it. And that way I won't need two tractors to cut the grass. And really what I could do is just hire a worker to cut the grass and it should be fine, I would think. But I am hoping that, let's see, the other field gives us about 150,000. I'm hoping this field here, I don't know if it's twice the size of that one or not. Maybe it is, so it might actually get like 300,000. So we'll see if we can, like I said, I'll probably sell that big shed up on the hill. That'll give me some cash. I can probably put down, what would I need first? Probably the best thing to put down first is the BGA, not sorry, the BGA, but another dairy production. So we can start making some more butter and cheese, because October is going to come pretty quick. Not sure about the mountain ranges in the distance for a map like this. It looks nice. I guess it's better than looking off in the distance and seeing nothing. I don't know the terrain of England that well, or the UK, I should say, because I don't know exactly when UK this is. But when I think of the UK, I really don't think of mountain ranges off in the distance. Hello, Astrid. Hopefully he's having a good Tuesday. And who knows, maybe he'll make you a 4-bean salad for dinner. Yeah, I really think I need about 300,000 liters of grass off this field. That way I'll feel somewhat comfortable for silage for the cows for a few years. That could be set on the Welsh borders. I mean, I'm not trying to get too set up in the environment of where the map should be located. But like I said, I'd rather see the mountain ranges in the distance rather than just looking off in the distances, seeing blue sky everywhere. Hello, Farmer Devil. Welcome. Have you seen the Bednar Batwing mod? I did see that, but I didn't look at it too hard. Well, that was on the mod hub, right? That wasn't on, because I was looking at King's mods today as well. It's not. I don't remember where I saw it, but I want to say I saw that on the mod hub. But I kind of overlooked it because I wanted to use the big Chrome M with the PTO shaft. I saw a little bit of the Batwing mower. I'll have to have another look at it. I just saw it, and I remember clicking on it and just seeing a lot of configurations to it, but I did not look at it too much. Sometimes I overlook mods because I think of what I'm looking for the maps I'm currently playing on. And sometimes I just overlook a mod because it's like, well, I'm not set for anything close to, you know, I'm not needing a mower or anything like that, so I'll bypass the mod. And then I'll forget about it, months go by, and someone will say, why aren't you using this mod? And be like, I completely forgot about it, so... $7 meters, and it does tree stumps. So it kind of reminds me of that John Deere mower that I use in FS22 that can be converted to a mulcher or a mower. I was going to say I hope the forage wagon's getting full, but kind of hard to tell from here. Again, I'm kind of hoping for about 300,000 liters off this field, but that might be kind of a stretch. Oh, follower stop. That's a good sign. That means we got 268,000? 260,000 liters of grass. Lovely. So we may actually get 300,000 off this field. Working mow speed is 25 kilometers. $7-meter wide though is not something I would use, but if it would get rid of tree stumps, but the thing is, I would assume the tree stumps going to have to be very low to the ground for the mower to get over. Shove all that grass in there, but I got to keep on top of this now. Usually the grass field that we have, it would almost process all the grass before we filled up with methane, but now of course I'm more than doubling up the grass I'm putting in there, so I'm going to have to make sure I sell the methane as the day goes on. Actually, let me go down this way to the grass field. I can go either way. But as I said, it does sound like that Batwing mower is kind of like the John Deere mower I had in FS22. Very short stump, otherwise the Bednar cannot get over them. So I mean, the only thing I think I would use that for is probably removing stumps. I don't think I would use it as a mower, and mulching is something I don't really get into. The mower I used on fresh stalks is the same one I'm currently using on Penye. And that would have been 10.5? Oh, only 9.4. This one I'm using on this map is a 12.3 meter wide. And the Big M 500 mod I downloaded today off King's Mods, that is a 13.2. So again, in case you missed early in the stream, I did show it off. But the main thing with this big Krone M here is, yeah, you can add an attachment for a PTO shaft on the back. So like cutting the grass here, I could just use the big Krone M, and the forage wagon would go with the back of this, and just make it a little bit easier. I would have used this mower on fresh stalks, but it came out near this mod came out near the end of fresh stalks. And I was like, well, I'm definitely going to be upgrading to this mower when I can. Big guy's asking what I would like to eat. You don't want to know what I would like to eat. Because it's mostly junk food at this point. Something I haven't had in a long time, and as an American, it's almost a sin, but I haven't had a hamburger in a while. Can I get all that one pass? Yeah, it's good enough. We'll get that. So, am I going to get another 40,000 liters of grass off this field? I think it's going to be pretty close. Didn't really take us too long to cut this field. And there we have it. So the question is, do I have 40,000 liters of grass in the forage wagon? Oh, we got 47. So 207,000 liters of grass off this field. That is very good for us. All right, see you later, Paul Bunyan. Go chop that wood. It's good exercise, chopping wood. let's go drop this grass off. Leave the forage wagon up on the hill because, yep, I'm going to move silage over to the cows eventually. But we will grab the slurry sprayer and start putting slurry back on these grass fields so they're good to go in a couple months. Hello, Lisa. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday so far. And hello, Mr. Ulrich. Welcome. You know what? We're up here. Might as well I'll get you spraying this field first. Bring the mowers back. I just said 207. I meant 307. That is true. So that's even better. Math can be hard sometimes. Alright, mowers dropped off. Let me leave that there. Let me go grab the McCormick. That's the wrong button. That's the right button. Do I leave any of my equipment in fields and skip to the next month? Because then when I drive across them, we'll just do nothing but crop destruction. We don't want that. Yeah, I think I've just about given up on doing contracts on this map now. I think our farm is earning enough money on its own. I mean, I may occasionally look for a contract, maybe just a plowing contract. That's about it. If my tractors are just all idle and not doing nothing, and I am working in a field, maybe I will look for a contract, but it's pretty much just going to be like a plowing contract for 20 grand. That'll catch my attention. Alright, let's go up to the cow barn. I'm going to grab... Is that where I left my tanker? I just used it not long ago. Yep, my tanker's there. But before I fill this up with milk, how much will I get for that shed up there? Zoom up here. Only 14,500. Well, I don't see myself using this shed for anything, so I think we're just going to go ahead and sell it. So that's 28,000. And I need 55 for that dairy production, I do believe. Let me just be sure about that. Yeah, 55,000 for that dairy production. So what do we got that's good? I could sell some chocolate. But in order to get that out, I'm going to have to empty out the dairy production by quite a bit. How are we doing on methane? We just pretty much started the process, so methane will get us there. Yeah, we're just, it's the bad time of year to be trying to sell stuff. I mean, as you can see, I got loads of, well, I say loads of stuff. According to this, I got a little over $500,000 worth of product, but if I sold it today, just under $500,000. And I can't afford the BGA either. How are we doing on that manure? Yeah, we're not going through the manure that fast. And we got how much manure sitting over here? Hello, Arctic. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Yeah, we're already up to 100,000 liters of manure. So dairy production and manure, another BGA is what we need to put down. So luckily they're not that expensive. I'm not sure what this one does because it says fast cow. So I don't know if that means it goes, if it, this is the fast mini biogas plant. This is the mini biogas plant fast cow. I don't know what the difference is. I think it means it just takes products from cows, maybe. I'm trying to see the product that it brings in. Manure, slurry. It doesn't take straw, but that's fine. Because we got the other production building up there. So I think I may try to put down the fast cow one. Because we got cows. And hopefully that will do what it needs to. We shall see. Hello, Jay. How you doing? Welcome. So yeah, I need 110 grand is what we do need. Well, okay. Remember how I said no contracts? We got anything? There is a plowing contract for 11, and it's only right there. Well, since it's so close to the farm, after I just said I won't be doing a whole bunch of contracts, 30 seconds later, he takes on a contract. Let's go get that done. While I wait for some methane to build up so I can sell the methane, and like I said, we'll start making some product. OP money, fast cow, and concrete. This field is where? Okay, that one. Got it. I know which one I gotta go do. But the reason why I'm doing the fast one is just because the cows are producing so much manure, so much slurry. The current production we got on the hill just can't go through it fast enough. And the cow barn pasture we have, we're not even half full. Really, I'm just putting it down to put manure and slurry into it. I just want to, you know, process the slurry manure into electricity, methane, and digestate. That's all I really want to do. I'm just going to put it down so I can have a look at it, because I've used the other one. I'm using the other one on Penye, the fast one. So I'll put down the cow one just to see, so we can all have a look. Not putting it down to make TMR or anything like that. And if it's not the one we need, well, I'll just sell it. We'll have a look at it, sell it, get my full refund on it, and then I'll put down the other one. And actually what I could do is, because the current one on the hill, the methane in that one does not produce the methane into electricity that fast. I could always put the methane in the other one and produce electricity with that. Here's a question for everyone. Do you have a favorite crop to grow and harvest? Yours is corn. I'm going to say peas. Of course, I'm being sarcastic when I say that. As for me, Branding, I don't really have a favorite crop that I look forward to. I just like to try to mix up as much as I can. From what you read, the fast cow mod gives you much more money. I wonder if it's the ratio then, because it's only going to sell it for what it can sell for on the map. So unless the ratio is different to where it makes you a lot more product to sell for what you put in. My worker still fertilizing that grass field? Yes, it is. Once they get done with that one, they can move on to the next one. At 40, you like cotton because at $40,000 a bale, who can argue? So you don't, with the cotton, you don't try to make fabric or anything like that out of it. You just sell the cotton straight up. I know there's some people that don't like doing production buildings, so I'm just kind of curious. If anything, I you know, if I could say not just a crop, but I do like having husbandries on my farm, so, and I would lean towards cows. I always tend to have cows on my farms. I always end up having moo cows. I gotta fight the urge not to have cows on my farm. That would be somewhat of a challenge for me. Play on a map and not have any animals to take care of. It would feel kind of weird to me because I can't remember the last time I played on a map without having husbandry of some sort. You like making clothes? From the ratio I saw on Riverbend Springs, at least on hard economy, there was like no profit from taking fabric and making clothes. You were just better off selling the fabric as is. That work in the JCB is done, so let me go ahead and get them moved over to the other grass field. Let me just make sure they did get the field done. I'm sure they did. And they did. Actually, I don't even know if there's even a spinnery on this map. But I'm not doing cotton, nor do we have sheep. I mean, I do like corn. The one thing for me, at least, though, with the corn is... I think I went right past where I want... No, I need to go here. With the corn, because I leave on plowing. I have to plow the field every time. Yeah, but making those corn tortillas in that production building... That is hugely profitable, I can imagine. I know a few people have wanted me to try a Let's Play where we don't have a husbandry on the map, and we don't do productions at all. And the last time I really was doing that was way back in like FS15. And for those who don't know, actually FS15 was the first time I started doing production buildings. I mean, I wasn't making videos back then, but FS15, there was a huge mod out there for a production line. And I want to say that's where I first started making bread. Also, I was making vodka. That's right, making vodka. Trying to think what else we could have made in that production line. But that's when I remember productions first coming to Farming Simulator was FS15. What about corn for a cereal factory? I think I did a, I can't remember if I used corn on the cereal factory or not on Fresh Stocks. But I think the corn tortillas were a lot more profitable. I made a lot of money off corn tortillas on Fresh Stocks. But it was kind of hard to tell at the end. It seemed like near the end of Fresh Stocks, I was making a lot of money from all the production buildings. But that's what production buildings do. You take basic crops, and then of course you get paid for making them into something more unique. That's what I was going to look at. Is there a spinnery on this map? There is. But that's for making fabric. So, yeah, fabric to clothing is still 2 to 1. So, yeah, clothing, making clothing with this recipe here is not worth it. Just because clothing is only twice it. You can sell clothing for twice as much as fabric. Well, that's what you're doing anyways. So, I don't know. Although there was a mod on the mod hub yesterday. And I don't know what the recipe is in that building, but it's like Grandma's Knittery or something like that. That, depending on the recipe in that mod there, that might be worth making clothing, but you have to see the recipe itself. But if I see a recipe for clothing that's, 4 fabric for 2 clothing, it's not worth it on hard economy. You're barely making any money off of that, doing that. Granny's Knitwear. You love that little mod? Is the recipe worth it for making clothing in that one? Although I don't think I think if I saw the recipe, you don't actually have to make the fabric. You just drop off the cotton or the wool, and she can make it into clothing directly from that. I say she, because it's called Granny's Knitwear. But I think she could also take fabric and make it into clothing as well. But again, I got that in the back of my mind for a future map, because I'm not doing cotton or wool on this map, nor am I doing it on Penye currently, so it'll be something I won't be using for a while. Down the road, possibly. Poor grandma has turned into a sweatshop, basically. Dropping off tons of wool and cotton and have her make it into clothing for you. Haven't used in 25, but it's the same that is Spinnery Taylor in 1, and all for $5,000. I didn't even see it only cost $5,000 to put down. I did like the one I was using in FS22. I think I use it on Tuscany. I think you use it on Hinterland. I mean, it wasn't Granny's knitwear, but the mod, if you just took cotton or wool and put it into the production building, it would make the fabric. And then, of course, it would take the fabric and then make it into clothing. Alright, that was a quick, easy 11 grand. Alright, we'll bring this back and go up to the hill. See if I got enough methane to sell yet. Just trying to get it to 55 grand so I can put down another dairy production. Dairy first. So we can keep up on top of this milk as much as we can. Actually, I should put this plow in the other shed. That way, because the other shed has a taller roof. That way the plow won't be sticking up through the ceiling as much. Oh, wait a minute. Do I already have the McCormick up here? I think I do. Yes, I do. This can go back down. And probably park it next to the grain trailer, which I put in there because we're getting close to the harvest time. So I need about 30,000 liters of methane. And we got 40,000 liters, so that should give us enough money to put down another dairy production right away. Just need 55,000. And we got that and a little bit extra. Alright, now we can grab the milk. You love making paper carton? I only did that on Silver Run. That's another product where I find you're not making that much money on. So to get your return on the production building would take a while. But sometimes it's not always about making money. You do it because you're having fun doing it. Alright, dairy production, which is right here. And yeah, we're gonna land not owned by me. What? So it's very finicky of where we own, apparently. So we'll just put that as far over as I can. All right, let's... I got to rename these, though, because now I'm going to have two of these. I got to know which one's which. So this is our new one. So butter for milk, activate. And then cheese, activate. I may... because this is going to start getting sugar as well, because our sugar production is distributing sugar, so that's going to come up here. Maybe we'll make some... what do I need for dark chocolate? Just milk and sugar? I may make some different type of products up here. I could make chocolate milk as well. We are making chocolate already in another one, but we'll probably turn on once it starts getting some sugar up here. Okay, we already got 467,000. That'd be a lot. Dark chocolate. Let's go ahead and turn on dark chocolate. We'll activate that, and we'll also activate chocolate milk. Because why not? Just activate it all. Wait, what? Oh. Because, okay, wait a second. The chocolate is being distributed here? Oh, man. That needs to be on distributing. I mean, I guess it might be a good day to sell chocolate. Now that the chocolate has spawned. Chocolate. It's a good day to sell chocolate. What else is in that building? I probably should look at incoming materials, chocolate. All right, so that was the only thing. That's fine. That's okay. We can go ahead and sell that. That trailer is going to be... down at the greenhouses. We play for the fun and don't worry about crunching the numbers and financial aspect. I got to do that a little bit because if I don't earn money and we can keep expanding, I think people do get a little bit bored by seeing the same thing being done over and over. So they like to see like new equipment. They like to see us doing different things more often. But when it comes down to it, though, it is all about having fun. Can't worry too much about the numbers. And I probably will end up doing a series in FS25 on horses, which I'll probably regret when I end up doing it. But maybe I'll come out, you know, maybe a mod will come out where horses can be worth a little bit more. I don't know how much this chocolate's going to sell for, but if I can get another $55,000 sooner rather than later, I can put down the other BGA and I can bring that manure up here and hopefully start getting through that. And yes, we got plenty of chocolate. The chocolate mainly was supposed to go to the bakery for making chocolate chip cookies and some other things. But we seem to have a lot of it right now. More than what the bakery can take. So that was $20,000 worth. Hello, Sam. How you doing? Some people do have fun by crunching the numbers and such. I do to an extent. And then it gets to be, when is it too much trying to crunch numbers. How we doing? Oh, this field is just about done, so we can kind of get on with our day here. I'm going to speed up time a little bit more because the BGA will go through more grass. I'd like to see me do a map of all the crops we don't normally see. Cotton, sugarcane, grapes. Be a kind of different challenge. I sort of did that in FS22 on the hills of Tuscany. I mean, I'll probably end up doing something like that here as well, eventually. But hills of Tuscany, I did grapes. I did all, well, back in FS22. I did the potatoes, sugar beet, red beet, parsnips, carrots. I was doing all that kind of stuff on Tuscany. The grapes, I did about 4 years of grapes. The first 2 years of grapes I thought was fun. But by the third and fourth year of grapes, I was like, yeah. It was, you know, it was fun to kind of do them for a little while. But man, you don't really get a whole lot of yield off the grapes and olives. Now here in 25, it's, a few people told me it's worse than it was in 22. And I'm like, how can it be worse? I thought about doing olives here, and we still may end up doing olives here. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, I thought the McCormick was up on the hill. Forgot left it here. Hello, Nesco. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Okay, first I want to get some silage out of here because I'm pretty sure the cows are requesting some. I hope they didn't run out. Nah, they're still doing okay. Do I have methane to sell? I know I sold a little while ago, but do I have any more? I got $22,000 worth. We're almost there. And the eggs are full at the chicken coop. Of course they are. Silly of me, for a little while, I was like, yeah, we'll just clear these out with the pallet forks and not use super strength or an autoloader. But man, we're getting like a dozen pallets of eggs every month. which is great. I didn't have anything else spawn at the... Oh, I was like, I already got something spawned? Well, I did have the time scale at 120 for a little bit. What the heck is this? Chocolate milk? Chocolate milk. Anyone using the Lizard Colossal Pack, the Forger, is not working on AI. Last Patch Giants upped yield of olives and grapes and lowered price of vineyards. I mean, I hope they up the price of grapes and olives because it would take forever to get your money back on that stuff. Olives, I would not mind doing, just for the fact because you don't have to prune them like you do with the grapes, so it's one less job you have to do. Not sure if I were to do olives, if I would do all the mulching and all that kind of stuff between harvests, but I don't know. I thought about doing it on this map, but maybe I should save it for whatever we do next. Again, I don't know how long I'm going to be here on Riverview. Not too sure, but I mean, I'm not anywhere. I'm not thinking about leaving anytime soon. But who knows? Maybe 3 weeks from now, I'll be making too much money to. I'll get. I hate to say, get bored of what we're doing on this farm because we'll have too much money, like I did on Fresh Stocks. But maybe the next map we could venture out and do something like olives somewhere. Do I have a lot of straw? Not really. Do the cows need straw? Actually, they are kind of low on straw. Well, we are coming up to a harvest, so I think with the harvest this year, I'll collect the straw and give the cows all the straw they desire. Alright, let's grab this methane. Oh, the methane was full. I think we're going to be just shy of 55,000 for the BGA. Well, that was enough. We're up to 56,000. And that's all the bank requires. So we'll have a look at the Fast Cow BGA, because I'm not really sure I know what the difference is over the Fast BGA, the Fast Cow. So we'll look at the Fast Cow one, I guess. And so if it's the same as the one I use on Fresh Stocks, everything is going to be... maybe I should just put it like this. I think I'll look better in here. Land not owned by me. What? So wait, the shed that was up here was not on my land? Well, that's kind of a bummer. I thought that shed was on my property, but apparently, I mean, I could squeeze it in here, but now I'm just colliding with the dairy production, which that's not going to look good. Boy, it seems very... I'm trying to find a way to squeeze this in here. I mean, I could kind of put it like that, but that's going to look terrible. I could make this work by sliding it over gently. There we go. It's not ideal, but that's where it's going to go. Yeah, so now let me go ahead and look at that. Another production building on the list. So yeah, we'll take digestate. It will take electric charge. It will take methane. So can I make methane? Use the cell methane. Just trying to see which way. Can I just take methane and make electric charge out of it? That's just a cell electricity. That's just a cell methane. So getting methane up here to make electricity, I can't do. Now I'm looking at recipes for... All right, so I think I need to sell this because this is not what we're looking for. These are some kind of weird recipes. But I mean, it requires a lot, which is good. And it dishes out a lot, but this is not the recipes I'm looking for. So manure and slurry, that'd be a good recipe, but I don't want to use my sugar beet. Silage straw. I don't want to be using silage. I need silage for the cows. That's silage as well. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be what we're looking to use. So, let's go into construction and... All right, so I got to add half the money back. So we're going to sell it $27.5. Yeah. And then add money. $27.5. Back up to 56. So put in the other BGA that I use on fresh stocks. Oh wait, now I can put it further back? Yeah, I want further back. All right, now we should be able to put in manure and get electric charge. And we'll get some digestate out of it as well. And of course, we could also put slurry up here. And that'll do electric charge. And this should do us a whole lot better. All right, so I'm not going to have a whole lot of slurry down here, but let's go grab what we do have. And then we'll start putting the manure into that BGA. 25,000 liters. Let's grab this beast. And we'll grab our trailer. Oh yeah, and wait a minute. If I put... I did not look on this one. Is there a way to do just pure methane into electricity? I don't think so. So we'll have to keep on selling the methane the way we've been doing it, which is fine. Alright, let's go grab some manure. Got a couple trailer loads there. We are down to $1,000 though. But the thing is, about this BGA I just put down, this is going to go through the slurry and manure a lot faster. What this will also allow me to do is I can turn those productions off in the other production building. And I don't know how it works on that BGA. I don't know if adding more productions going, it reduces the cycles on others. But that should up the cycles on the others, as in that production at least. But I gotta leave those on because they got lots of slurry and manure in there that needs to go through. Alright, we'll leave that there. And yeah, let's bring this up. I forgot the... am I getting digestate along with this? Manure, I get electric charge and digestate. I do. Alright, so 2 more production buildings on the list. Again, I always start a series and say, I don't want to have a whole bunch of production buildings, and before you know it, I'm going to have 20 of them. Oh yeah, but the only thing is, I think it only holds like 75,000 liters of manure. But it's going to go through it rather quickly. Alright, so manure, we'll just activate that. And slurry, we'll activate that. And we'll activate sell the electric charge. And methane, I think I'll leave the methane there. We're not gonna get a whole lot of methane. But we do have a way to sell it, so I'd rather sell it myself. I'm going to assume our JCB is done with spreading the grass field down there. Yep, it's all done. I should know that because I brought it back like a moron. I kind of forgot I brought it back already. That's right, I brought it back. And I have skipped a month because I was in April when I logged in today. I think we were just shy of 400 in here. We're up to 439 now. If I extend the cow barn, that holds 50 cows to 75. I won't be feeding them twice a day, will you? It all depends on the feed trough. But I mean, if you can go 2 months on feeding 50 cows, because the feed trough does not get bigger. But if you can go 2 months on feeding 50 cows, then 75 cows, you should be able to go a month and a half. So once a month. So if you already know how far 50 cows go on the feed trough, then you can kind of calculate how far you're going to go on 75. Does this hold a lot more manure than I thought? No, it does not. Alright, we'll leave that there, so I'll take it as it needs it. I need to just rename these dairy productions. I'm just going to just rename it number 2. And then we'll name this one over here Numero Uno. With a 1 at the end, of course. That way I just know which one's which. Alright, let's run on down and take care of the chicken eggs until 10 o'clock. And I assume we're actually going to make a profit overnight now with the other BGA running and selling electricity. Hopefully. So, yep, June we'll be harvesting barley. We'll feed the chickens. The straw, I've been putting into the production building, but the straw needs to go to the cows. Alright, there we go. I mean, the cows should have enough feed now, right? For a little while. 377. I should be making... How much grass do I got left in here? Not a whole lot. But we do have 139,000 liters of silage. Alright, so that should be enough for a little bit. But I'm starting to think I may not have enough grass for our cows, which seems a little weird. I'll check the sale page. Not that I have any money to buy anything, but you never know what's in there. And yeah, so I took care of the greenhouses. I think we're all set. Well, I didn't make that much money overnight now, did I? Did that BGA... Oh, because I did not put the, like a moron, I got to put the electric charge on distribute. So change, because right now it's on storing, selling. That'd be good. That'd be really good to do that. All right, so we do got 89,000 liters of electric charge. Does that show up on here? So apparently I got $31,000 of electricity stored. All right, so that'll sell very soon. Yep, let's go up and take care of the chickens. And I say we fire up the harvester. Weather is looking good for June. I see we starting off with clouds, but we can see we got clear skies coming around the corner. Actually, I need to speed up time because I just realized when I'm harvesting, I'm going to want the forage wagon behind me, picking up the straw, and I don't have money to pay a worker. So we're going to have to definitely work on that. And yeah, look at all this dairy production stuff up here. That's going to be good. McCormick is right there. Probably need get rid of the methane. Yeah, we're full on methane. And the cows, I should try to keep track of the cows, see how much they're going through per month. All right, I'm gonna write this down. 300. Well, I want to be adding silage. See, it's gonna be hard to keep track. So I'm gonna be adding silage throughout the day. So it's gonna be kind of hard to calculate how much they're actually going through. Well, I guess just keep on feeding them and fingers crossed that our grass fields keep up with them for now. There we go. We're back into the positive on money. And as we saw, we got about $31,000 of electricity that's going to be sold here very soon. So let's see. I'm going to just park this right here for now because it's an unusual spot for me to park something, and I'll forget where it is. JCB needs to grab the forage wagon. And we're going to do the big barley field first. Did the horses in 19, you had to ride and break them. I did not like it, but I did. But at least in FS19, horses were worth more than they were in 22. And the mod that helps out, where you know, it was fun to ride the horses a few times. But after a while, it's like, okay, I did a few times. That's enough. At least it was for me. And so, of course, anytime I did horses from now on, I used the horse helper mod. Which basically you're paying a worker to ride the horses for you. So for a small fee, you're paying a cowboy to ride your horses and clean them and do all that stuff. Alright, so now we need our class Lexian. Yeah, let's top this off with fuel. Thought I topped this off with fuel at the end of last season. There we go. I was like, tell me I'm close enough. Wait, not that BGA. I need this one here. So how much silage? 185,000 liters of silage, okay. So we can see tons of manure to go through. Not as much slurry, but now the slurry and manure are going to go to the new BGA. You think it's 250 per cow. 250... I say the cow only eats 250 liters of feed per day. I mean, that number may be correct. I'm just trying to do some math in my head quickly, and as we know, the math in my head is not working well today. Neither is learning where I should be parking my equipment, because now I'm just too close to everything. Basically what you're saying is 4 cows only require 1,000 liters. Straw swath, is that on? No, it's not. But now it is. And you can follow me in the Lexion, that'd be good. So, barley for the chickens, straw for the cows. Yeah, this is Oh, I am getting a little bit there where I can't harvest. But this header is working a lot better on the class Lexion than it was on the Ideal Combine. I probably could get a bigger header for this combine too. Looking at the auger pipe, I think for now, because eventually I probably will upgrade this combine to the bigger Lexion. Is it the 8,000 or the 9,000? Yeah, so the BGA I'm using now, I don't think that's going to be OP for doing what it's doing, because we're just have a lot of slurry and manure to run through. And yeah, it is converting it all over to electricity, so that's going to be nice for us. And I've used that BGA on fresh stocks, and I'm using it on Penye, and it's not like ridiculous money, because I think it's producing the right amount. I want to say the calves, or as you said, the baby moo-moos, I do believe they require less feed. But that is going on a mod that I use in FS22. I'm not sure what it does in 25 because FS25 is not a mod, that's base game. But in 22, if you use like animal mods, I did a few. Yeah, the baby animals did not eat as much as the full-grown adults. Well, I don't know how Giants coded it. Is it 13.5? Yeah, 13.5 for this combine. Let's go down. And we'll enter the field through here. Nope, that's not going to help me out. I think I need to definitely enter through here. Don't think I can get around my crop. And I didn't even check on the chickens, but I'm sure they made it through. Yeah, they're fine on food. So the chickens go to 10,000 liters per month. So I'd like to have at least 150,000. 20,000 liters of milk. That's about right. Yeah, they're getting kind of low on straw. They got 38,000 liters of slurry. Cows are going to start making us lots of cash. If this one field of barley produces 150,000 liters, that's going to be great because the rest of the barley can go to the grain mill for flour, and all the sorghum can go down to the grain mill for flour. We're up to 52,000, so I didn't really see. It doesn't show you, like when it sells electricity, it doesn't really show you how much you earn from electricity. You just see your money go up. For a second there, I thought the glitch was starting up again where I couldn't see the grain in the combine, but I was like, half full, I should see it, right? Eh, it's almost there. Let's see if I miss any of this crop going up here. No, just... it's just a little bit too steep on that one section. But yeah, still is just a little bit unfortunate that with the ideal combine, I just have problems using different headers on that combine. Every other combine brand that I use, it doesn't, you know, I could put them mac'd on header like this is on the Class Lexion has no problem. I could probably put on a John Deere header on this combine, no problem. But you'd use that ideal combine, at least in my experience. Anything other than the ideal header, it digs into the ground, it's too high off the ground, I just have a lot of issues with it. So I think this field here will always be our barley field for our chickens. Since we don't have crop rotation in the game, it's not going to matter too much, so we'll just keep putting our barley here. What I'll probably do once we finish up the harvest here, I'll probably grab the McCormick and get this right in here and start spreading down digestate. Yeah, so this is the 6900, and I think the next upgrade is the 8000. Oh, no, wrong one. Yeah, the 8000, and that holds. I mean, the only thing we're really doing is, yeah, we get more horsepower, probably get a longer auger, and we get it where it can hold 4,500 liters more, which is not a whole lot more. And the pipe is probably longer, so that means we can put a bigger header on it as well. If you log out and back in, it fixes the grain bug. Yep, we've done that a few times. At least I know I did it once here. I may have done it. Is that tomorrow's episode of Penier? I don't know. Wait, not tomorrow's episode. That'd be Thursday's episode. Sorry. Yeah, I've already recorded Thursday's episode of Penier. And yep, we are actually harvesting a crop in Penier other than grass for ourselves. I'm trying to figure out, when I eventually do upgrade this combine, do I keep this combine and just buy a second one? I have to wait and see. Mod those harvesters so you can get a lot of it in them. I mean, we got the Omatana's harvester. I could just do that, but I try to keep it as realistic as much as I can while keeping the fun in it as well. We don't need a harvester that, at least I don't, need a harvester that holds that much. Nothing wrong with it if anyone likes to do that. I mean, I used to do it myself. I kind of talked about this before. When I first started playing Farming Simulator, I played the game mostly vanilla, meaning no mods. But then again, when I started playing in FS13, mods were hard to come by. You had to go to third-party websites back then. And really, if 2 mods came out in a week, you were excited about it. about halfway through FS15, I started looking into mods and doing stuff. FS17, I did a lot of unrealistic stuff. FS19, I started to come off the unrealistic stuff. I still use combines that held 120,000 liters. When FS22 came out, I pretty much started to play almost like I am now, to where I tried to stick mostly with realism, unless it's the quality of life for your gaming experience. You know, making 100 trips back and forth with a water tanker to fill up your greenhouses gets a little boring, so getting a big water tanker like we got is worth it. Hello, Vitamin Protein, welcome. Please buy the biggest combine in the game. Well, we did that on Fresh Stocks. We had the we used the CR11 on Fresh Stocks. While that's filling up, I'll have a look at my stock market page and see if there's anything I should be selling today. I was like, what's that dark green one? That's silage. So yeah, I mean, terrible time of the year to be selling anything. Everything is just, if the price is in white, that means it's terrible. So yeah, nothing is looking good to be selling today. Butter and cheese. We got like $70,000 worth of butter and cheese. Bread I'll probably have to sell. There we got too much bread. Alright, just about a full trailer, so let's go feed our chickens. Still not used to this trailer turning as fast. It almost turns as fast as the mower does. I played a map and made it all wheat and barley fields and modded the harvester to 2 million. It was pretty fun also when I was still learning how to do simple mods. I mean, don't get me wrong, when I did Oceanside Forest in FS22, it was hard not to upgrade those harvesters to hold a lot more, because I was harvesting like what, 2-3 million liters a crop. Yeah, like I always say, it doesn't matter, you know, I may say I don't want to do that, but if you're doing it and having fun, that's all that matters. I know the way I play, a lot of people don't like the way I play and want me to do different things, but it's like I have fun the way I play. Hello, Anita, and welcome. I don't think we had any hail damage this year, at least not yet. So we got 2 fields of harvest in June. We got this field and that one right there. And we're doing the bigger of the 2 first. I am thinking though maybe the next big purchase I do might be that big Krone M. I don't want to say I've done any modding at all. I take mods and edit the mods a little bit. I know a few people have asked me to make a map. And I was thinking, you know how much work it would be for me to make a map? I mean, I suppose I could stream myself making a map, but since I've never done one before, that would be a lot of learning to do. It was actually a modder that said after they watched me do, I think it was back in No Man's Land in 22 when I kind of was putting down villages and doing terrain and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, a lot of people are saying I should start looking into maybe making modded maps, but you get someone like Cavalier Roy that made this map, if he comes in, he will tell you how much work goes into doing a map. Actually, I think he said he sent Maypole in. So if you like the map Maypole in 22, I think Cavalier Roy said he sent that in for testing, or is getting close to sending that in for testing, or that's the one he's working on next. So if you like the map Maypole, that will be coming to FS25. Welcome back, Skender. Probably got your workout in for the day, cutting up wood. Looks like I'll make it back up to the top, which is good because the auger is on the wrong side. Grab our grain cart. Actually, while it's unloading, let's just take a little bit of a journey here. Where do I need to go? Up to the bakery is where I want to visit. I think we've seen everything that we're currently making. Chocolate chips, sandwiches, pizza. I think that's the only things that we're currently making out of the bakery. I mean, we are making a lot of material up here that's being made for other things. Oh yeah, may need to get some eggs. Yep. Get the eggs in there. Don't think I was out of eggs, but probably getting close. Well, now that we got 3 dairy productions going, we'll have to see how much butter and cheese we'll have in October or September. Got plenty of wood. Big guy likes to use wood when he's cooking, but he likes specific wood for certain dishes. I can barely cook. Well, I shouldn't say I can barely cook. I hate cooking so much. I know how to cook, but I just hate cooking so much I just don't care when I'm cooking. I guess is the way I should put it. So it's good that Astrid has a passion. Sounds like he has a passion for cooking. Wanted to make a map that would show all burnt fields, and the object is to revitalize the fields to produce crops and such. Never could figure out how to start doing that. I never, in FS19, I was making a video, and maybe some of you, I put out a teaser trailer for the video. Like I said, I'm going back to FS19, so we got to go back, what, like 4 or 5 years ago? So probably a lot of you weren't even subscribed to the channel then. But I put out a teaser video. And I think I spent over 200 hours of recording, editing. I was making something like you were talking about, Jim. I was doing a farm, a storyline, kind of like nothing coinciding with No Man's Land in 19, and then moving to Wither Farms and that kind of a storyline. But it was a whole new storyline. I was making a movie, and I was going on the lines of not burnt fields, but I was doing where I had trees in fields, overgrown fields, to where the fields were there, but all the trees have grown up through the years, rusted out machinery. And the reason why you never saw that video is just because I think the video I currently had, and I was adding to it, was maybe about an hour and a half long, and I just didn't like it, the way it was coming out, at least the storyline. Yeah, I did do something like that of I didn't make a map, I just took a map and then I just made the fields look all run down, trees growing in them. I had rusty old tractors, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but I think I spent about 250 hours trying to make a video that never came to be. Actually, I think the map was Spectacle Island. I think that's what the map I was doing it on in 19. So yeah, it was pretty much like taking over a rundown farm. So you can imagine just a whole bunch of rusty equipment just sat in the field. Of course, it wasn't going to be equipment I could use. I was going to have to remove I had to remove all the trees in the fields. At least that's what I did. And I was trying to use some of the things I learned when I was editing videos for No Man's Land in 19, like teleporting from one map to another. And it's one of those things to where I didn't like it, but who knows, maybe if I published and finished the video, it could have been a big hit. I have no idea. one of those things where you don't like your own work, but then everyone else seems to love it. But I did not like that video at all, so I trashed it. Astra is a master of fire. He knows what to do with the charcoal and heat and everything that he does with it. Unbelievable what he creates with that wood fire. It all comes down to experience. That was Alien Jim's map with trees on the fields. That's where the idea sort of came from. So yeah, so it was Spectacle Island. I couldn't remember if that was the name of the map or not. I knew it was Alien Jim's map, but I couldn't remember. But I went more extreme on the map itself. I added more trees. I added just rusty equipment sitting in the fields. I think he also had the rundown farm. That's where I pretty much, you know, Alien Jim kind of planted that seed in my brain. Of putting a storyline in there. So I just took his map and expanded on it a little bit more. And that's the last time I've been into Giant's Editor and editing a map. So I haven't edited a map since FS19. All right, Jim, thanks for dropping on in. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Should just empty this out now. Hello, Bose. Welcome. So hopefully we should be able to top off the chicken coop. And when they're topped off, that's 100,000 liters. And then I just need another 50,000 for storage for another year. Now that the bakery is kind of in full swing, I need to just double check to see when all that stuff is good to sell. Is it October? Or it's probably going to be January. Oh yeah, I was thinking about getting myself a semi-truck with a flatbed. Kind of forgot about that on the shopping list. Maybe I should look into that before I buy the Big Crone M. Because honestly, the mowers that we got didn't take me that long to cut both grass fields. think after I finish harvesting this field, we'll go move some stuff around. And looks like we got a full forage wagon of straw. So I'll finish this pass here. Maybe I'll have to take the break now. We'll go move some stuff around. And turn off the header. Grab the grain trailer, get that in place. And forage wagon. I thought he was making me another 4-bean salad. Did I play Hofburgen in any FS? No, I have not played Hofburgen in any FS. Good map, I just never got around to playing Hofburgen. And that's the thing now, there's a lot of good maps out there, just don't... It's hard to play on every map. There were maps I never got around to in 22 to play. There were a couple maps in 19 I never got around to play. And it's always going to be like that. Always going to be lots of maps out there that I never get around to play on. Silage loaded on up. No, that's not your combine, that's my combine. Eating that for breakfast is insane. Well, you've been here long enough to know that I'm already insane, so it's not a surprise there. Hello, Robert does farming stuff. What are you farming today? I guess that'd be the question. Actually, while that's I'm sitting here watching it fill. I got a full grain trailer. Let's go top off the chickens, and then start putting some barley in storage. Nice to have a big grain trailer for feeding the chickens. I think this will top off the chickens. It may not. It will. Actually, I'm not going to... Yeah, I'll empty out the trailer. I was trying to get a better calculation of 150,000 liters, but we'll just bring it up and I'll just put the entire barley field in the silo. Now that we got another dairy production and another BGA production up here, it's starting to feel a little crowded up here. Do I have any barley left over from last year? I do have a little barley left over. That's 30... I already got 37,000 liters of crop up here. So yeah, this one barley field is going to be enough for the chickens. So the other barley field I can bring down to the grain mill to be made into flour. We'll just stick all the barley from this field in the silo and the rest from the other field to the grain mill. And forge wagon. Alright, moo cows, trying to keep up with you. He's doing Bambi shoulder with potatoes, zucchini, red and green peppers, and oregano and tarragon. The one on parsley, he almost took my head off. Let the cook cook, and leave him be. That's what I usually do. If someone's cooking for me, I just let them cook whatever it is. Now let's go ahead and finish up this field here. And then we'll go back to taking care of the cows. So I want to get the McCormick in here, start spreading digestate, ready for September planting for more barley. Alright, follow the combine. Nope, don't. I don't want you following that vehicle. Follow the Lexion. There you go. Hello, Jill. Field 5 is perfect to put production plants on. I have a ton of them on along with a selling point. Close to the farm and makes a great little town area on the map. I mean, I already got my production buildings kind of up on the hill and everywhere else. Field number 5. I don't think I've even... Well, I've been past it, I guess, because I used to own field number 4. But yeah, I can see where putting productions on that, you can make that a nice little town area. I'm only going to do one more production building on this map, or at least that's what I'm going to say right now. I only want to do oil, and that's it. and that is down at the harbor. Yeah, I could have just bought all my own production buildings and clumped them all together. But then part of me would be kind of like what we did on fresh stocks in the beginning. I was all around the map on fresh stocks. But in the end, all my production buildings were in one clumpy spot, which is great. Easy to transport stuff. But then you're not driving around the map and seeing the rest of the map. Although fresh stocks, it's a nice map. There's not that much to look at least when it came out. Again, I got to remind myself that I never updated fresh stocks, and I don't know exactly what the updated version looks like, but I was told they got more buildings on it than version 1.0. It's a good combine. I know you said it many times when I had it. Where did I use it? Did I use it on Riverbend? Must be. So only one small part of the field where the header had a little bit of a problem. But we'll gather that up right now. I'm not going to make it to the end, so let's go ahead and unload it. Yeah, this trailer is actually working out rather well for us. I mean, yeah, a little bit smaller than the grain cart that we had, but serves us a lot better on the farm the way it unloads. Actually, now I think about it, we have downgraded 2 items on this farm. We downgraded from the auger cart that held like 60,000 liters down to this one that holds like 40,000. And this combine technically was a downgrade because we had the ideal combine that held 17,000 liters. But I don't have to fiddle around with a header to harvest crops, so that's the big thing. So the chickens, once I finish harvesting this field, they're all set for feed for another year. And with the amount of straw that we're getting, the cows should be set on straw for a while. But the only thing that would matter on the straw is I would not get solid manure. But now that we got the other BGA, I definitely want the solid manure for turning that into electricity. Alright, first barley field is done. Other one's quite a bit smaller. But yeah, we'll take a break from harvesting just for a little bit. Take care of some other things. Get that little bit of barley there. Was it worth it? Probably not. Let's see here. We got so many things going on. Let's get rid of the worker. Alright, we'll bring the straw up first. Grab a little bit of here that's on the corners. We just made a 10,000 pound mistake. I hope you're talking about in game, not in real life, because that. By the way, I think if it was in real life, you would have said it with a few more extra words in there. Oh, they're full on straw. They didn't take everything I thought they would. I updated the small farmhouse. As soon as I hit the button, I knew what I'd done. Oh, I know what you're saying. That's the mod on Mod Hub, right? I mean, you can always go back and edit the XML file. Hey, I've done that twice already in FS25. I've updated... There wasn't an update to Omatana's TARDIS pack, but I've updated that twice. And the reason why it says it needs to be updated because I changed the XML file, so it takes methane in the tanker. And I've also updated the momentum planter once. And the reason why that says it needs an update is because I changed the working speed of it. So, I mean, I've done it more than enough times updating mods where I shouldn't be updating them. I'm gonna have to be careful when this map gets updated that I don't accidentally update it. Actually, what I should do in case I do that, I should copy the zip file and put that into my backup file. That way, if I do update this map, I can always revert back to the current version that I'm on. Oh wait, this is full. Don't know why I'm doing here. Well, I'm here. They'll probably take a liter. They took more than a liter. Alright, so just got to double check here. So we got 40,000 of barley and 17,000 liters of sorghum, totaling 150,000 liters of grain for the birds. So they are good to go for another year. So all the sorghum and barley that we're harvesting is going to be made into flour. So, production buildings. Let's see. We got 3 dairy productions. Multi-dairy 1 still has 68,000 liters of milk. Multi-dairy 2 still has 17,000 liters of milk. Okay. And then the other dairy still has 18,000 liters of milk. I mean, am I going to need like a 4th dairy, maybe even a 5th dairy as I go along here? I may just have to start selling the milk straight up. Hello, in your base. Welcome. Hope you've been well and you're having a good Tuesday so far. Looks like there's not going to be new mods today. I haven't checked since I started my stream. Let me just do a quick refresh. But I mean, let's be honest. Giants have been dishing out, getting mods on the mod hub quite a bit recently. So, yeah, they've been doing pretty good, giving us mods to play with. Did I leave my combine running? May have. Yeah, it's running. And that was really smart of me. Park everything right at the entryway so I can't get the combine through. Brilliant. Another day, another dollar. It's more like another day, another dime these days. I just want to get the combine out of that field. All right. Yeah, let's grab the McCormick. So yeah, all of our dairy, we got 3 dairy productions. All of them got a decent amount of milk in them. Actually, let me go grab the slurry. I don't think I grabbed a slurry yet today. I may have. Did I? Maybe not. 41,000 liters. Put that into our BGA on top of the hill. And we'll make some good money off of this with electricity, methane. Well, actually, methane I'm not selling out of that BGA. The main mod I don't update right now is the Michigan map. I changed the XML file to give cows 100% productivity on hay. What you should do, Branding, is just copy the zip file and just create a folder somewhere. Because I've done this. I don't usually keep it updated, but I create a folder somewhere and I put in copies of zip files that, in case I happen to overwrite, I can just go back in and grab them out of there and put back into the farm sim. I just realized I don't think I can actually take... Can I take methane out of here? It's not going to allow me to take methane out of here. I can take digestate out of here, but it won't let me take... Is there another pickup point for this somewhere? No. So the methane on here, I'm just going to have to sell straight up. Not that big of a deal. Use this to sell methane. We'll activate that and then selling. And I'm guessing I've sold all the methane out of here by now. And it's got some. I'm going to leave that in there because that is slowly turning into electricity in this one. Slurry, methane, milk, it's all good. So for now, we'll put this milk into this dairy production back here. And yeah, let's leave this up here for now. Alright, this is going to be grabbing the digestate tanker. I guess I've been calling it the slurry tanker, but let's be honest, all they really use is digestate. And get right back in that barley field and get it all set for September planting. Well, that didn't take too long to take care of the cows and get them kind of situated, so it's really not going to take us long to harvest this barley either. Get you on that Lexion. And we're off. So, if that big field of barley is enough for the chickens, usually, maybe I'll start planting more canola for next season, which we can do in August. And then next year we can make a whole bunch of canola oil, because the bakery needs canola oil. No dessert again, you blame me. How would that be my fault that you have no dessert? Maybe if you treated the cook a little bit better, the cook would have made you dessert. I'm just saying. I'll say again to Farmable and Branding, I don't need to separate you two, do I? Was it last week there was some punches being thrown? Oh, why are you missing that, man? Why are you missing that crop? I mean, yeah, it's kind of a steep hill, I get it. I don't care who started it. I'll finish it. Is that how the saying goes? Instead of sending you each to your own room, I'll send you each to your own little farm. Yeah, I think I'll plant canola in this field this year. No, I don't put people in the corners for a timeout. I'll whip their butts. I'm not a timeout kind of a person. But we all know they're just having good fun with one another, so that's all that matters. Yeah, I think it's, I think the order I need to buy stuff in is, because today we did buy a third dairy, sorry, we bought the third dairy, we bought another BGA to handle the slurry and manure. I think the next thing we're going to need to buy is a semi-truck and the flatbed to help start moving a lot of these pallets around. Upgrade the current thing that we got, then maybe work towards the big Krone M, and then work towards a bigger combine maybe for next year. But all that being said, that's like over $1 million worth of stuff. Alright, Skender, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and hope you have a good Wednesday as well. And I lifted up the header way too quick for some reason. Oh yeah, I also have on my shopping list a fourth tractor. So right now, all three of my tractors are in use. Not that I could be using a fourth tractor right now, but it'd be good to have next one on the farm. Oh, that header is almost a perfect width here. Hopefully I get it all. I mean, I had to come back this way anyways, so... Hello, Ninja. Welcome. There might be other reasons why your wife is giving you strange looks. Could be many reasons for that. And see, John just says what I just said. Could be many reasons for that. I think the only time you gotta worry is when you look over at your wife and she's giving you looks and you don't know why you're getting looks. I'm not gonna worry about that little bit of a corner. I think we're good here. See if I can get this barley that's here, because this is a good chunk of it. Follow me worker's not going to like that little dance I just did. Forward, backwards, forwards, backwards. See what the worker does. Yeah, you're not going to make that corner. Alright, we'll go dump this straw into the farm production. Just to confirm, I know they wouldn't take anymore, but I'd like to see it. Yep, straw, they're good. Silage, we're back up to 500,000 liters. It is fun to watch the adolescent animals in Farming Simulator 25 run around the pastures. We'll park this here for now. It's starting to be my parking lot up there more than anything. I kind of missed that barley that's there. Oh, let's grab it. Let's grab the 6 liters. Hey, look at that, 6 liters. So sorghum, that's not going to be harvested until later on in the year. I don't think I got any. Oh no, I got oats. That's right, we do got oats. Don't want to forget about those. Did I plant oats here as well? I did, didn't I? I planted oats here. And I did plant oats down here. We got sugar beet as well. Soybeans, but that's later in the year. So I will have oats next month. So I guess I can just get the combine. Might as well just bring it on over there. Park it right there. Greenhouses. Am I going to have to do anything with those? I don't think so. I think they're good for another month. No, I'm going to have to take out the lettuce. Alright, so lettuce needs to be moved. But, next is bring the barley down to the grain mill. This is actually the longer way. Just because you're kind of cutting back and forth a little bit going down through here. But we'll go down this way. When we come back, we'll take the main road. And it should be coming up on our soybean field right in front of us. Now we're coming up to the grain mill, which will be on the left-hand side. I'm trying to think if this is the first time I've been down to this grain mill with this trailer. Do I have the room in here to really maneuver this around? This trailer turns pretty quick, so I think when I back out of here, I can pivot it pretty darn fast. Let me go and activate the barley. And it is on distribute, but I think the bakery is kind of full. Man, that thing turns really fast. I think the bakery is kind of full on flour, but we'll just leave it on distribute, and when January comes, if I got leftover flour, we'll do what we did last year, which is just put it on storing, then we'll come down, pick it up, and sell it. Because we're going to have a lot of it this year with 3 sorghum fields, and I got 2 oat fields that we need to harvest. I don't think I can really do anything else with the grain. Other than make flour. Alright, back to the farmyard, and we'll grab our auto-loading trailer, and we'll start. I gotta put the eggs away, and as we saw, I got lots of lettuce to get out of the greenhouses. But currently I don't have a field list to plop them in. But we'll find somewhere to put it. Wait for the ice cream truck. Actually, you know what? Oat field right here. That'll be the first thing I do in July, I think. Alright, lettuce. Grab the lettuce. I think one of these is lettuce is distributing up to the bakery. And what side is this unloading on? Unloads on the right. I got a spot for it. If it lets me do it. And the bakery might be full of lettuce. Let's see here. That one's empty. That one's empty. This one, let's go ahead and put on storing. Kind of in the way of the spawn points, aren't I? Is there any more? Yep, just a couple more. Like that. Now I'll grab that one. Or not. And let's see if I can get enough to get myself a full trailer. I do like the looks of this Omatana greenhouse. Kind of wish the spawn was a little bit different. But it looks really good. Now let me change to unload on the left. And I think my worker just finished fertilizing the barley field. And by the way, those 2 egg pallets that are there, I don't own those. Those are what the chickens produced before we bought the plot of land with the chickens on them. So I don't own those pallets. I've been meaning to bring that up to the bakery to see if the bakery would take them, even though I don't own them. But you guys have told me they won't. So I think those have to sit there. Eggs, anyone? Gently slide them over. Easy, easy. There we go. One of these days, I'll be good at backing up these articulated dollies. And yes, everyone keeps telling me about the mod, but I would like to try to get good at one day backing that kind of trailer up. There we go. Took all the eggs. That's good. Maybe just leave this trailer up here for now, because I seem to get more eggs than lettuce at this point. And let's grab this. First off, let's make sure they did fertilize the entire field, which I'm sure they must have. They did. Yeah, we're going to have loads of flour this year. All right, get a worker on that. So those mowers that I own... Let's see. That is worth about 80. So if I bring it to the store, I can probably get like $90,000 for those mowers. You've seen drivers push them around instead of reversing. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some videos of actually truck drivers with like 3 trailers backing them up in a straight line. I'm like, I don't know how you guys... I mean, experience, of course, and talent. But man, I've seen dual trailers for trucks as well, but dolly trailers... Yeah, I'm terrible at it in the game. So I'm just looking at these mowers that we currently have, trying to see how much they're worth. So it looks like 80, but by the time I repair them, repaint them, and sell them, I might get 90,000. So yeah, I definitely would like to get the big Krone M. But also, I think we need to look at... I don't think the truck is that expensive. I think the truck I was looking at was 200,000. Definitely want the cab over. I've done the electric. I did like the electric truck, but probably let's go ahead and get the Volvo. Well, let's face it, I do like that look a lot better. For 5,000, we'll keep that. Engine, I'll go for the 780. I think the shorter wheelbase, the better, to make tighter corners. If I need to upgrade in the future, it's not that. Oh, it is 25,000, so I'll probably do that. It's 200,000 exactly with that setup. I mean, I'll probably change the color. Do they charge me for changing the color? No, they do not. Actually, that color's not that bad. I'm not saying it's great, but actually that pink color is not that bad. And by the way, I always change the color to pink. That way, when it does change, it's easy to see what it's actually changing. So if I put that back to that, if you want to know, like, what's the design color? Well, I'm not sure what that changed. I have no idea what that changed. Well, I have no idea what it says design color, and I don't see what it changed. It's like grill cover. If I go to pink, that should be easy to see. But yeah, I think either the truck with a trailer, because I'm definitely going to need that. Calm down, Lisa. I'm not buying a truck yet. Yeah, probably metallic when we get it, but I'm not buying it today. I'm just looking at it, seeing what's going to cost me. But it's like 200,000, and the trailer is going to be, whoops, the trailer is going to cost me. I think it's, yeah, this is the one I think I get for 46. Yeah, that's the one I configured on Fresh Stocks. Yeah, with the universal autoloader, which I have not updated in a while, I adjusted the autoloader to be a certain height, and it remembered it from one series to another, which is rather interesting. So I need about $250,000 to get the truck and the trailer. And then I need $600,000 for the big Crone M. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to have $600,000 for the big Crone M anytime soon. So probably the truck for selling in the fall, which I did want to look for stuff like pizza. Oh, pizza's in October. Sandwiches are in October. But really, we don't have a whole lot of sandwiches. We don't have a whole lot of pizza. And where are the cookies? Boy, the cookies aren't worth nothing. Cookies are only worth $2.57 per 1,000. All right, so the bakery is not really doing me a whole lot right now, is it? I mean, it's making stuff, but really, we got like $20,000, maybe barely $30,000 worth of material up there. It's going to all come from the butter and the cheese, isn't it, when I finally get to it? Yeah, probably will. Well, I mean, we're making money and we're having fun doing it. Yeah, don't worry, Lisa. When we get the truck, we'll get the metallic paint. Just gotta figure out when I'm going to get it. Wow, but the big Crone M would be a better benefit for us, I think. But I don't think I'm going to be able to afford that this year until I get to winter months. The green grain trailer could be sold. It could be. I mean, it's not worth that much, and I like having it around for now. Because if I ever get a trailer, sometimes I may be having the big grain trailer dumping off manure at the BGA. And I may have to leave it there overnight, and I may need the small grain trailer to maybe, in emergency situations, feed the chickens or something. if I forget to do so. I mean, we're going to be making money. I mean, the slurry and the manure are being brought up now every day to that BGA and selling as electricity. That's going to benefit us quite a bit. Yeah, so this field here that we harvested, I'm going to plant canola in it this year for next year. And then next year, we should have the money to buy the oil production. But man, I'm kind of a little disappointed in the bakery somewhat. I was expecting to be making some more money out of it. But next year we'll start making some donuts. Again, donuts, I need canola oil. I got everything else. And waffles? Yeah, waffles. I'm not going to make pancakes. Pancakes require honey, and I don't really feel like putting down beehives, although it's not that much to do. And oh, that requires sunflower oil, not canola oil. That requires sunflower oil. All right, so I guess I won't be making that. And we've already made cakes before. We made cakes on fresh stalks. But we sell what we sell, and it's kind of interesting just to make different kind of products. That's the whole fun part of the game, is to be doing some different things. Did you actually finish that field already? I mean, it's not that big of a field. Why is it not showing? What? All right, the field says it's 50% fertilized. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now it's showing it's fertilized. I was like, what the heck is going on here? So, July. Yes, we got 2 fields of oats to do in July. The grass fields will be ready again. But definitely got to keep up with the grass fields because that's what's going to feed our cows, of course. But I mean, that was a big wheat field, barley field that we did. And the other 2 fields are a little bit smaller, but the other oat field is down on the south side of the map. And in case you haven't been here for the last few episodes, we bought this field number 30 down here. We did divide it in half a little bit. I say in half. I kind of calculated how much sugar beet I needed. So that's why we got sugar beet on one side. This road wasn't here. And of course we got these oats right over here. So all the oats to the grain mill to make flour. Sugar beets for the sugar mill, which is just right through the trees right there. And of course sugar is being distributed to their dairy productions and the bakery for making a whole bunch of different type of products. I think that's what we're going to wrap it up for today. Good spot to wrap it up. Finish up the month of June. And then that way, tomorrow, we can start off harvesting some oats and the grass field. And we'll see what we get done. And see if we can earn enough money to maybe buy either the truck. I don't think the big Krone M is going to happen tomorrow. But you never know what will come through. And you never know, actually. I got to remind myself. I do it on Penier all the time. But I should be looking here. Oh, look at that. Another McCormick for sale. But yeah, I don't need a 4th tractor right away. So, you know, maybe we'll get lucky in the sale page. You just never know. I do tend to have luck in the sales page now and then. So if I can get the big Krone M that way, save myself a lot of money, I'll be happy with that. But anyways, yeah, if you're still here and you made it all the way through today's stream, I appreciate you hanging out on a Tuesday, watching me farm on Riverview. If you're still here and if you haven't done so, hitting that thumbs up button at the bottom of the screen helps me out more than you know. Thumbs down buttons there as well. You can hit that if you'd like to. Leave me comments to why, but no one ever does. And yeah, if you're new here and you want to see more stuff like this, you might want to think about hitting that subscribe and notification bell. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow for more fun on Riverview. And we'll start talking maybe a little bit more about what we're going to be doing here in the future. Just a reminder, in case you did not see it and you have some interest, you want some more farming fun. I did release an episode of Penier today. So, yeah, if you want to check that out, you can. Right after the stream. So, yeah, again, appreciate everyone being here. And hopefully you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And a good start to your Wednesday. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. But until then, have a good one.